So tools for the job are going to be the same as disassembling. Only difference is you're going to need a torque wrench, and I would suggest using some Loctite for your brake caliper mounting bolts. 10 mil 12 point socket, 3/4 inch socket, and a 1/4 inch Allen, and a 1/2 inch open-ended wrench, torque wrench, and Loctite. I'm gonna use red Loctite. I'll torque my caliper mounting bolts, and I'll torque my axle nut. So I'm gonna look up those torque specs in the service manual right now. Oh, and you need to grease your axle. Here's the grease I use. So first I'm just gonna clean off my axle, and then we're gonna put some grease on her. I don't need a lot, but we are going to lower the bike just a tiny bit. It's going to align these holes with your wheel so you can push your axle through, make it easier on yourself. So you use a 7/8 socket for your jack stand. I don't know if that's all of them, but it's all of them that I've ever used. That might have been too much, but we'll see. Actually, it might be perfect. Do that. Put your axle nut back on. If you have a pinch bolt, put that on. For some reason, I don't have a pinch bolt on mine. I'll put one on though. If you didn't touch your brake lever, then your pads should not be compressed. If they did compress a little bit, just try to pry them apart with your fingers. If that doesn't work, then you can get like a flat head. Just be careful not to dig into your brake pads. Just a tad. And then same thing with the bottom one. If you use too much, just wipe it off on a towel. We'll torque those in a second. The same thing on the other side. Clip that zip tie. Your brake pads should be far enough apart for you to just slide it back on the caliper. Longer bolt goes on the top, shorter bolt goes on the bottom. I'm gonna do a little hack. I'm just gonna squeeze a bunch on right here, and then I'm gonna go wee, 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 wee. There's way too much on there. I still think that's entirely too much, but whatever. So I'm gonna use a 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter. Pop that 10 mil on there. Hear that click? That means you're good. Other side. Same thing on the other side. Torque those caliper mounting bolts, 35 foot-pounds. Let's go. Torque spec for the front axle nut. Front axle nut, 50 to 55 pounds. We're gonna put 55 pounds on that bitch just to be safe. 3/4 inch axle, 3/4 inch socket. Popper on there. This one does not need an adapter. It's a 1/2 inch drive. And okay. There we go. I feel like that's not tight enough. I don't know. The axle nut always. Yeah, it's good. 55 foot-pounds. Es bueno. Está bien. Okay. Wipe off all the grease. Now you're gonna put your fender back on. The fender has 4 bolts and 4 locking nuts, and it mounts right here to the fork leg. So these need a 1/4 inch Allen socket, and these you're gonna hold with a 1/2 inch open end wrench. I'm not gonna put Loctite on these because I need new bolts, so I'm gonna replace those soon. Push a bolt through, connect it, hook it on the fender right there. I'm gonna push another one through here just so it holds it up in place. so it doesn't keep falling. Put that lock nut on the back. Do both sides. Okay, so you're just gonna get your, I said open end, but I mean, you could use the box end. So just get that, use that to hold that back nut and tighten. This is a gimbal. Yeah, those bolts are trash. Trash bolts, I tell you. Someone has been too aggressive with the impact. You notice I didn't use the impact for any of this. And then same process with the other side. Hold the back nut. Oh, I didn't put any on there. Where are they? There they are. There they are. So we're done. Next, you just take the bike off the lift and you're good for a test ride. Pull the safety stop out. Okay, ramp back. Sita, what are you, Mamacita? Give me your home, Mamacita. What's your home? Loosen up the wheel chop.